Release the dragon! Welcome back to Diesel Dragon Garage. I know it's been almost, a year since I've actually posted a true video inside a shop. It's been a long time. But last year, I sat down and was like, I am tired of driving 80 miles one way, an hour and a half, one way, hour and a half back, every single weekend just to do a video. So I sat down with my wife and was like, hey, we need to get some land that is close to work, good school district, all that so I can build a shop, walk out in my backyard, work on these cars, record these videos for y'all. And she was like, yeah, let's do it. We found a lot, 2.5 acres. We built the shop. I underestimated how much a city gets involved in this stuff. So it did take longer than I expected. It took about 10 months from start to finish to get this shop done. But as you can see, it is done. We got spray foam insulation, ACs, lights, electrical. It is set. It's a 40 by 60, got a nice solid concrete foundation, about 6 inches thick with footers. We got the lift in. We are ready to go. And that brings me to what is the vehicle that Diesel Dragon is going to be working on today for the very first video in almost a year. Well, right here. 1990 Ford F350 dually double cab. So what is the story on this truck? Well, I am part owner of a landscaping company here in Dallas called Lone Star Stone and Stripes. We are 100% veteran owned. I am a veteran in the Marines. My business partner is a veteran from the Army. And we need a truck and we need something that can tow. So we didn't want to spend a lot of money. Found this thing on Facebook Marketplace, advertised without an engine. It was a dually, big plus, and it's diesel. It was advertised without engine, so it didn't really matter if it was diesel or not, right? Well, when I go to pick it up, lo and behold, if I can open this hood, there we go. It has an engine. That is a 7.3 IDI diesel engine, not the powerstroke. This is before the powerstroke. These engines are known for being very reliable, but having no power. That's fine. We're not trying to do cross-country trips with this truck. We just want to be able to tow from job site to job site with it. It was advertised no engine, like I said. So I was like, fine. I got a 7.3 powerstroke in another truck, ready to pull out, computer wiring, the whole thing, ready to go in this thing. That's fine. I get there, I see the engine. I'm like, even better. It actually has an engine in it. So I asked the previous owner, hey, what's wrong with the engine? Because as you could see, he had it torn apart. And he was like, oh, head gasket. Cool, no problem. I mean, it's a little bit of labor. I'll replace the head gasket. We'll have a nice little 7.3 IDI. I don't have to do a full engine swap. I'm kind of looking this thing over, and I kind of look underneath. Let's come down here. And what do I see? I see this little thing hanging down. I'm like, why is there a breaker bar on the crank? That's weird. So I go to turn it, and guess what? It does not turn. I mean, I'm not getting good leverage right now. holding a camera, laying on my back, trying to turn this thing. But that engine is locked up. It was already advertised without an engine. Why would you lie to me? I mean, I might give the guy the benefit of the doubt. Maybe it did seize up in a year. Highly unlikely, very highly unlikely, but maybe it did. I had already spent money on parts to replace a head gasket. Very frustrating, but hopefully today or this weekend in this video, I can get this thing unseized and my money would have been well spent. I have been letting this thing sit with Marvel Mystery Oil for about 2 weeks now, and so far it has not freed up. But again, I am trying to turn this thing with this short breaker bar on my back. This is actually the first time that I've had it ready to be on the lift. First, let's look over this thing. This thing is amazing condition on the interior. Exterior, probably in the video on the camera, you already seen the same thing I saw in the pictures. You know, look at this red. Like, man, this thing's just a little dull. That thing can buff out and probably freaking shine and look amazing. That's what I thought looking at the pictures of the marketplace. When I came to actually look at the vehicle in person, if you get it closer, I don't know if you can see it in the camera, those are brush marks in that paint. Somebody took a paintbrush and some latex paint, house paint, and brushed over this thing. And they didn't even tape anything off. As you can see, there's paint all over the lights. I mean, you're using a brush. How do you get paint? How can you be that sloppy? Look at this. All over the tailgate handle, everything. Everything has paint on it. It is what it is. It was a cheap truck, and now it just needs a paint job. That's fine. But now let's get to the interior. This is what really sold me on this truck and really made me want it. The interior, amazing. You have one tear right here in the driver's seat. That's it. You have one crack over there in the dash pad. No tears in the back seat. Looks like the back seat hardly has even been used. You got the rear window. Look at that headliner. Amazing. Front glass, you know, that'll be fine. I can live with that. Adds character while you're driving, you know. But do you hear that door shut? I mean, listen to this. That thing is closed, good. So, again, this is a 1990, and for, you know, a lot of you, including myself, like, damn, that's a new ass truck. But you can actually sit down and think about it. It's 34 years old. God damn. Oh, that wasn't there when I bought it. It happened afterwards, getting in here. It's all right, I can probably hammer that out. Oh, look at these dorky mirrors. Get this thing running, those are gone. Out of here. So again, 1990, and just kind of put in reference how old 1990 is. August 12th, 1990 was Operation Desert Storm. November 16, 1990, Home Alone had its debut. Yeah. That kid's an adult now with his own baby. Oh, one other key thing on this truck. Look at this bumper. It is gigantic. I mean, I can't even put my whole hand on the thing. I don't even know where you would even get a piece of metal like this. Holy crap. I don't see any welds on the end. I mean, it sounds hollow, but damn, that's a big ass bumper. Look at the trailer hitches. 2 balls so you don't have to swap them out. It is a 1990, so I was actually able to get a Carfax report on this thing, believe it or not. No accidents. The odometer has been rolled over. It actually has 175,000 miles on it, I believe. Let's go to the next page. Guys, this paper is sticking. All right. So this vehicle was manufactured April 6, 1990. It sold in June 1st of 1990. It's my anniversary date. Obviously not in 1990, but June 1st. So on June 1st in 1990, it sold for the very first time to the first owner in Santa Fe, Texas. And 7 years later, it appears that it was sold at 80,000 miles in Santa Fe, Texas. 3 years later, in the year 2000, it passed safety inspection. I guess they didn't do any safety inspections prior to 2000 for this truck. 2003, it passed another one. In 2001 as well. 2004, same thing. Let's just keep on going. Just a bunch of safety inspections passed. 2006, they lost the title and they had a duplicate title made. And 2008, it sold again, and it had 155,000 miles on it at that time in 2008. And that was out of Zavala, Texas. No idea where Zavala, Texas is, but hey. So whoever in Zavala, Texas had it, they had it all the way until 2016 when it was purchased in Nacogdoches, Texas, and that would be the person I bought it from. So in 2016, it passed safety inspection in 2017 with 176,000 miles. Let's go to the next page. Nothing until the year 2024 when I bought it. I think we're done talking about the truck. Let's actually start working on it. Like I said earlier, this engine is seized and it's already halfway torn apart. Let's go ahead and take these heads off because I can take them off anyways if it is a head gasket. I'm not going to risk it. I'm going to go ahead and replace these head gaskets. So I'm going to go ahead and take off the heads, and that's going to give me direct access to the pistons and easier access to unseize it. Let's get started. All right, so we're going to go ahead and start with this right side first. Looking at this, you got some 12-point bolts in here. I'm going to need to take off these rockers, and we got an extra stick if we want to poke some things. Let me start getting these off here and we'll get this head off. Good morning. It is the next day. I went ahead and got really tired yesterday, so I was like, I'm done. But I did get the head off Car's done. I don't know if I got that recorded or not, but I got the head sitting right here, as you can see. So we'll go ahead and look at the head gasket issue. That there definitely was a head gasket problem. Let me flip it over. There we go. So the bottom, you can see there was some issue here. Pretty nasty. Some rust right there. This valve is stuck open. Hopefully it's just carbon buildup, and I'll be able to tap and lube that one back closed. Got some more crustiness here. Thick crusty. So I'll need to clean that up. Now, you see his back tube right here? That's just a hint of what you're about to see in the cylinders. So let's come on over here. And I got some light, as you can see. I got tired of trying to look in the dark and squint my eyes. But check out the back cylinders. Yeah, that is definitely why the engine is seized. That head over there, I am debating on if I want to take it out or not. Obviously this one was the issue, but what if there's two? What if that one is broken too? I would hate to put it all back together only to find out that I need to take it all back apart and pull that head as well. But that head is also a pain in the ass. I mean, look at how tight that is right there next to the heater box. And I did take this thing up on the lift to see maybe I can take the engine mounts out, pump up, lift up this side of the engine, kind of like you do with the 6.0s, and it'd be easier that way. But guess what? The engine mounts are a pain in the ass to get to. I don't know how the hell they got this engine in here. But it's very debatable on what I want to do. But you know, I've already got this far. I might as well go ahead and pull this head, see if we have the same issue as we do over here. And I'm already this far. So before I go on to that side, I'm going to go ahead and clean that mess out of the back two cylinders, or back three cylinders, I guess, and then lube up the back two, let it soak with either some Marble Mystery Oil, PB Blast, or something. That way it's soaking while I'm removing that side, and hopefully it'll be just long enough to break this engine free. All right, so I got this side cleaned up a little bit, threw some PB Blaster in there, letting it soak with some acetone mix, and I'm gonna go ahead and get started on this side here.
A little bit of disregard, handful of complaints, but I can't help the fact that everyone can see these scars. I am what I want you to want, what I want you to feel, but it's like no matter what I do, I can't convince you to just believe this is real. So let go, watching you turn your back like you always do, face away and pretend that I'm not, but I'll be here cause you're all that I got. I can't feel the way I did before. Don't turn your back on me, I won't be ignored. Time won't change this damage anymore. Don't turn your back on me, I won't be ignored. A little bit insecure, a little unconfident, cause you don't understand to do what I can, but sometimes I don't make sense. I am what you never want to say, but I've never had a doubt. It's like no matter what I do, I can't convince you for once just to hear me out. So let go, watching you turn your back like you always do, face away and pretend that I'm not, but I'll be here cause you're all that I got. I can't feel the way I did before. Don't turn your back on me, I won't be ignored. Time won't change this damage anymore.
so I got this thing out. Looking at the bottom of the head, it looks much, much, much better than that other one. I was a little worried when I took the valve covers off, but this looks pretty damn good. Probably didn't actually need to take this one off, but better safe than sorry. And if you notice when I was pulling it out, there was a little hang up with this, but it was okay because no damage done. At least I don't think there's any damage. Yeah, there's no damage done. This needs a new O-ring or something. Yeah, it's a new O-ring. This will be fine. That's just the old dipstick. And then I had to cut this hose off. It still has the old style original hose clamp on it. Just cut it off and it'll be fine. And as you can see, I did a lot of zip tying here on these bolts that I couldn't pull out. Just zip tie them to where they're up and out. Same with the push rods. Shouldn't have a problem. This one actually came out a lot easier than I expected, so might not have needed to, but I'm glad I did just to be on the safe side. Let's take a look at the cylinders. So looking in here, it actually looks pretty good. Yeah, this side is much, much better. So it's just those back two cylinders that was causing the seize. As you can see, I did get some Marble Mystery Oil in there and it was soaking. Look how clean the side of that cylinder was. I don't know if you can see it from the camera or not, but that is just, that Marble Mystery Oil did some work. Got it all clean in there. But all right, I'm gonna get these heads cleaned up. I'm gonna let the back two cylinders on the driver's side continue to soak. It wasn't to the point where I don't think it's unseizable. I think this motor can be saved. All right, so I just got back from a little break, eating some lunch and stuff. I come back in here and wow, this place is a mess. Just take a look at this. Most of this is just water with a little bit of oil. All that is oil. Don't know where all that came from. I assume maybe when I took the dipstick out, there was over full with oil. I don't know. But I'm gonna have to lift the truck up, get some kitty litter down, clean this mess up, and then after that's done, it'll already be lifted up. So let's try breaking it free. I got the breaker bar that's still on the crank that this truck came with. So I'll give it a shot and see what happens. All right, I'm out of kitty litter. It didn't do much. Looks like I'm using the good kitty litter. All right. All right, so that's gonna be good enough for now. Put this baby on here and it's just tighten the bolt. I don't want to tighten it too tight. Yeah, I'm scared of breaking the bolt off. That'll make my day even worse. So I'm not going to do that. I think I'm going to go ahead and take this inspection cover off and try it from the flywheel. All right. I am back. I found the tool I was looking for. Let's see what we can do here. So, stick it in there. This cross pipe really does cause an issue here. Ah! Ow! Ah! All right, I'm gonna go ahead and lower this thing back down. Try a little heat on those cylinders. And, you know, I might want to check and make sure this thing's in neutral as well. It was in neutral when I put it in here, but the kids have been playing around in the cab and stuff, so it might be in gear. I'll take a look. Okay, it was in neutral, so we were good there. All right, let's try some heat. So before all you safety nuts start going crazy, saying, oh my God, he's got all those oily rags there, he's gonna start a fire. I have a fire extinguisher ready. Don't worry about it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna heat this up, let it cool, heat it up, let it cool, heat it up, let it cool. Kind of get some cycles going on here. Okay, so I did a few heat cycles, got it back up on the lift. Let's try this again. I think I felt it move just a little bit. Ah! Ah! Damn it. Ow! Short of putting more marble material in there and letting it soak for a week, the only thing I can think of doing right now is to take this starter out, put it in that high torque starter, and try to use the starter to turn it. But, oh my God. All right, never mind. I thought I just saw a big ass hole in the side of the block, but it was just a leaf, I think. Yeah, it's just a shiny leaf. Whew. Those leaves that get you. Yeah, so let me go ahead and put that starter in there and see what happens. All right, so I forgot to hit the record button on the camera while I was taking that starter out, but I went ahead and got it out. I want to kind of show you the two starters sitting side by side. It is a huge difference. Here's the old starter, and there is the new one. It's got a nice little black powder coat on it. It's got a nice little like truck bed liner coat on it. It's got some texture to it. It is a lot smaller than that one, but supposedly it's better. Let me go ahead and put that one in. With the wires here, you can see they're right on bottom, which makes it really easy to get to and work on, but that's not how the old one was. Hey, maybe it's just better design, possibly? We'll see. I'm gonna have to get the third top bolt from the top, so I'm gonna go ahead and lower this thing down and get that one. Terrible design. So that top bolt is practically impossible. I barely was able to get it in there with my fingers. There is a lip on the starter right where the bolt goes that prevents you from putting any kind of socket on there. I mean, it's just not going to go. Not unless the bolt's all the way in. There's no way to get a socket on there. It is so close to the engine that even if you could get a socket on there, there's not much room to ratchet. You can't get a wrench on there. I don't know what kind of tool that you would need to get that thing on there. I'm going to go ahead and try it without that bolt all the way in, given that completely parked a 7.3 powerstroke for years. I highly doubt this is going to work with only two bolts and the top bolt out, but I don't know. Oh, windshield wipers are coming back on. All right, let's see what happens. There was a screwdriver. Here it is. I can see those pistons moving. Oh yeah, those pistons are moving. There we go. It is bolt free. I gotta figure out what that noise was. It didn't sound good. Maybe it was just the belts hitting the fan. Yeah, so that noise was these belts that are still on here. Just kind of try to move them out of the way where the fan ain't gonna hit them. All right. Note to self, starter can sometimes unfree an engine, especially a high torque one like that one was. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and disconnect this battery because these windshield wipers don't want to cut off. And take a little break. All right guys, I just did a whole lot of cleanup on the heads. I didn't record it. Sorry about that. I just wanted to hurry up and get the heads done. I knew it was gonna be a lot of work, and if I was gonna record the whole thing, it would have taken even longer. So here's head number one. I'm going to go ahead and wipe it down one more time with some acetone. And that as well. Put the head gasket on, get the head on. That might be all I do for tonight. I might get the other head tomorrow. We'll see, depending on time. It's already like 6 o'clock here, and I still need a shower and all this stuff. So let me get started on this one. So looks like I am missing the guide pins, and this is just not going to work. I'm going to need those guide pins. This is frustrating. So it looks like I won't be putting this on tonight. I'll need to run to the auto parts store and get some guide pins. All right guys, so it's the next day in the afternoon. I spent about 3 hours last night all the way to almost midnight trying to find simple parts like a head dowel pin and a valley pan gasket for this 7.3 IDI. And I don't know what's wrong with these part manufacturers, but you can't find them. At least not AutoZone, O'Reilly, or anything like that. I did end up having to order the head dowel pins directly from Ford, from port supplier. I'm not going to be able to finish this video this weekend, but I do want to finish it next weekend. So I had them 2-day aired, which cost me an extra $25. The dowel pins themselves cost me $25, which is insane for a little piece of metal, but it is what it is. The valley pan gasket, holy crap. I mean, I don't know what it's worth, the dowel pins or the valley pan gasket. You can't find the valley pan gasket anywhere except for basically eBay. There's people actually price gouging on eBay trying to sell them for $1,000 because they're discontinued or something like that. Anyways, I found one. It cost me $150. So $200 for a set of dowel pins for the heads and a valley pan gasket. Insane. But they're on their way. I'll be able to finish this video hopefully next weekend, just not this weekend. But I did need to do something today, and I can't really do anything in the engine bay right now until those dowel pins come in, because next thing that needs to go on is the heads, and you need the dowel pins to hold the gasket, line up the heads. You can try to do it without it, but that's just asking for trouble. So for today, what I'm going to do is, this truck came with an injection pump that was in the back of the truck. I don't know how long it's been sitting in the back of the truck. I don't know how long it's been in the truck. It could have been in there for the whole 175,000 miles. I don't know. Don't know anything about it. So, might as well buy a new one, Looked around on the internet, and I found a whole tune-up kit at Swagger Performance for $800 plus core. But The core was like $200 or $300. I can't remember exactly, but I definitely want to return the core. So I'm going to go ahead and open up that box, switch over all the little pieces that I need from the old injection pump to the new one. That way I'm going to send that old injection pump back and get that core refunded. So let's get started on that right now. So as you can see right here, here's the old one. It still has all the lines attached, or at least most of them. Should all be there. I'm not sure exactly what pieces I need to take off of there. I know I need to take this off. I know I need to take the lines off, and I'll see what else needs to be coming off when I pull the new one out. So let's get that new one over here. All these busted loose here. All right, so that side is off. Alrighty. All right, so that's off. I need to get this thing off. So now I just need to take this piece off there and we should be done. Oh, I'm gonna have to figure out how to time this. But for now, I'm gonna try to keep that gear from moving if possible. Because when they took it off, they didn't mark it, they didn't do anything. And I'm sure they just thought, oh, we're putting it right back on the exact same spot and the engine's not gonna turn over at all when I put it back on. Not, it's going to sit for a year or 2 years, get transported 3 hours away, engine seized, forced to be turned over to unseize it, turned over I don't know how many times, and original position is complete unknown. No, that wasn't thought about at all, and I just turned it too, so oh boy. Okay, let's just get this thing off. There it goes. Cool. That gear just turned around everywhere and locked my pinky in there and did all kinds of stuff. Yeah, that's gonna be so much fun getting that thing back in time. But I have absolutely no idea what I'm doing. I'm pretty sure that's everything I took off other than the injection lines. Okay, so that's all I'm going to do for today. It's not the end of this video, don't worry. We're not done yet. It's just, I'm done for the day. I'm going to go inside, play some video games, sit back and relax, wait for these parts to come in. Next weekend, I'll start recording on this video again and should be able to get it running. All right, I'm back. Let's get this thing stabbed in there. I messed up. Putting that thing in there, it bounced around a little bit, destroyed this whole end piece right here and right here. You see that? You see that lip? That's all torn up right there, and it also knocked off this rubber piece that goes on this side over here. So that head gasket is done. I mean, it could probably work, but the amount of work that it takes to do this, I'm not taking a chance. So I guess we'll go to the passenger side and get this one in with that head gasket.
I never get lonely. I got these goals to keep me company. I took the rear view off of this so forward, so I only see in front of me. Now the past is out of sight and out of mind. Swore I'd change, now I'm back chasing these white lines. I'm just a long-haired son of a sinner, searching for new ways I can get gone. I'm a pedal to the highway. If you ever wonder why we write these songs, 'cause I'm only one back roads guide me. These pills pretend to be my friend. I'm done for the last time. I'm lying to myself again. I always say that. Now I'm on my way back here somehow. I should know by now. I'm just a long-haired son of a sinner, searching for new ways I can get gone. I'm a pedal to the highway. If you ever wonder why we write these songs, 'cause I'm only one drink away from the devil. I'm only one call away from home. Yeah, I'm somewhere in the middle. I guess I'm just a little right and wrong. Mistakes I made, I paid for them with cash. Walked a million miles on broken glass. I'm feeling like I'm fading. My heart's been slowly breaking. Might pop a pill and smoke and maybe drink. Talk to God and tell him what I think. At first he's gonna hate me, but eventually he'll say, I'm just a long-haired son of a sinner, searching for new ways I can get gone. I'm a pedal to the highway. If you ever wonder why we write these songs.
I bought a master gasket set, and there's no gasket for this. Go figure. I just spent probably about an hour cleaning all the silicone that was in here, out of here. So I guess the reason they did silicone was because they couldn't find a gasket for it. So I'm kind of gauging how this goes on there. Goes on there like that. And then the pump slides on right there. The pump has an O-ring on it, so that seals up that spot. I don't know what goes on the front. I guess when I start digging around the parts that are here, I'll figure that out, or I'll check some pictures online and see exactly what is. Also did some research online, and to get this in time, there's a Y that's on the face of this gear that points to two different teeth, or I guess in between one tooth, right? In between three teeth. Anyways, it's a Y like this, and there's a tooth that goes in between the Y. And that's the tooth that you want to line up with the gear that goes for the pump. And in order to do that, you're supposed to take everything off here in the front. I don't want to do that. I did some research, and some people suggested you can take a pick, get it in there, turn it over by hand until you can feel that Y. And then you obviously know where the Y is at. And therefore you know where the tooth is at, and you can get the teeth lined up that way. So I'm going to give that a shot. Otherwise, I would have to take off this whole front part of the motor in order to see that. Or you could try to do a mirror. Stick a mirror down there. Try to see where the Y is at. I can see that as being a possibility. But I don't have a mirror. I do have a pick. So here, this is the pump gear. And if you look right there, that's the Y on the front. And I can kind of feel that pick go into it. Like it's smooth, and it just falls into place right there and kind of locks a little bit, ever so slightly. So I need to do the same here. Well, problem, that pick is too big. I got another pick here. It's angled a little bit different. This might work. So kind of practice. I can feel it lock in. It's so much easier when you're looking for it with your eyes versus feeling for it only. All right, I guess what I really need to do first
is get it in top dead center. And that should be able to find that Y a lot easier. All right, so I think on these engines, number 1 is right here. So I'm looking for a compression stroke right here. So that's correct. Number 1 is right here on the IDIs, 6.9 and 7.3. Oh, it's in gear. Kids must have been playing with the gear shifter. All right, that's compression right there. I think that might be the Y right here. I marked it with a little bit of paint. What I did is I kind of bumped it until this blew my fingers off, knowing that that was compression stroke. And I felt along here with this pick, and I felt it way down here. So I marked it, and then I turned it by hand until that mark was straight up and down, and double checking with the pin. There it is right there. So pretty confident that's the spot. I didn't have to take everything off. This, I'm going to find the Y on this one, which is right here. So I basically just put it straight down like that. And that should be in time for that gear. So I'll put some silicone around here, clean this up, put some silicone around the edge, find the bolts for this thing, lock her in place. Oh yeah, just get everything in the way. So let's put the gold plugs and the injectors in there now.
Good morning. I'm back on the very next week, 3rd week in a row that I'm working on this red truck right here. As you can see, I got a little bit of haircut last weekend. I think it was a little bit past time. So last week, I didn't get it on camera, but I tried and I tried and I tried to start this thing. It just wasn't happening. I don't think that my timing attempt with the pick and not being able to see the arrow, or the Y in this case, I don't think that worked out. This weekend is Friday. I'm going to go ahead, do timing the correct way, pull off the whole front of the engine, so I got to take off the fan, water pump, pulleys, and the front plate cover. And then I'll be able to see that cam gear, see exactly where the Y is, get them lined up correctly, put them all back together. And since I'm doing all this, I went ahead and bought a new water pump and a new fan clutch, because as far as I know, these are original 170,000 mile fan clutch and water pump. So if I got it off already, might as well go ahead and replace it. So let's get started. Let's do it. In order to take this fan off of this thing, I need this massive 1 7/8 wrench. This is like Tommy Lee Jones right here. Look at that thing. It's freaking massive. All right, so that fits on right here. It's a little bit of a loose fit, but I think it'll still work. And based off my internet search, this is a right-hand thread, so I need to go that direction to loosen it. In case y'all wondering where I got that big ass wrench, right here is a kit that Harbor Freight sells. Pittsburgh 6-piece jumbo combo wrench set. Has a 1 3/8 of an inch all the way up to 2 inch in the kit. And it was about 60 bucks without a coupon. You get a coupon, you can get a little bit cheaper. And while I was there, I went ahead and picked up these cheapy little pry bars. I mean, these are literally feel like junk, but hopefully it'll be good enough just to hold this in place while I loosen this up. And there we go, it's loosening up. That was not very tight at all. Now be careful here if you're doing this. You don't want to have the fan hit this radiator. So I'm not going to do this really fast. Oh shit, and there I go, hit the radiator. Pull that shroud out of here. All right, now I can get to these. Those look maybe 1/2 inch. Nope, 9/16.
I just love taking a week off and coming back out and trying to find all my tools. Here we go. 9/16. Oh, here we go. Just kind of wiggled it off. Should be. Oh, right into the radiator. Oh no. If I didn't have a leak before, I'm pretty sure I do now. It might be better just to take the radiator out. There we go. Oh. Oh, and there goes all the bolts. Actually, it looks kind of grimy, but oh, there goes the rest of the bolts. Before I get any further, probably get this TDC since I am setting timing. That glow plug is out. Is this thing in gear again? It damn sure was. These kids are gonna kill me. Like, I want that inheritance now. All right, that's off with a couple plates. One of them, I have no idea where it was at. Oh my God. It literally destroyed my puller. I really don't think it's budged. All right, so I took this thing back off and I think I see why it wasn't working. That's the washer for that nut for the balance, for the puller. As you can see, this thing just force threaded in there. What I think was happening is it was trying to pull it out, but it was also pushing it in at the same time. I was just fighting against myself this whole time. All right, so I got that washer off. I flipped this around. All right. It's amazing how well it works when you're not fighting against yourself. All right, guys. Spent about 2 or 3 hours getting all this clean, getting the plates clean, getting a new seal in the plate. Right here, it's a new seal. I got these Ys lined up. I got gasket material here. I did a lot of that off camera because there's a lot of difficult stuff and a lot of boring stuff. Pretty tedious. Now it's time to get this front plate on and tighten these bolts down. Okay. And then I'm going to slide her up gently and slide her in. Key lined up. Couple ugga-duggas there should be good enough. That's tightened up. I'm gonna let this charge. It sounds like the battery's dying again. All right, I'm back. The battery is sitting at 59% on the charge. It's not 100 where I want it to be, but I'm also kind of running out of patience here and I want this thing started up. So let's give it another shot. All right, it really sounded like it was trying there for a second. Still got air bubbles coming out of that guy. And it's so close. It really sounds like it's timing. All right. Attempt number gazillion. Initiate. All right. I'm getting really tired. I've almost called it quits several times on this truck. But kind of looking at the fuel that was coming out of there, and I was like, this does not smell like diesel. I mean, I'm sure it is diesel, but it's just really old, has no smell to it. It looks varnished. So I'm gonna try some fresh diesel. If you look down here, I don't know if you can see it, but I unhooked the tanks from the fuel pump, hooked up an auxiliary line that comes out over here to this fresh 5 gallon of diesel. I went ahead and put a new filter in while I was at this. Got this purged. No air in there, had it coming out. I cleared out all the diesel fuel that was in here. There was old varnish stuff. As you can see, this whole motor is shiny because that's kind of blew it out. And I got all these lines cracked to re-bleed the system, which I'm gonna do right now. All right, it looks pretty bled, which kind of surprised me it did it so fast, but it is what it is. All right, all tightened up, all bled. Let me double check this one down here. Oh yeah, that was tight. I'm gonna put it at half throttle. We'll go inside and I'm gonna try starting it. All right, its batteries, the rate that they discharge is really killing me. All right, so what I'm gonna try now is I'm gonna go ahead and wire up a bypass for these glow plugs. So I need to jump this wire over to here. And I got these 2 wires wired up here, and I'm gonna run these into the cab. I'm not putting a switch on them just yet. I'm gonna see if this works first, and then I might put a switch on it, or I might just replace this whole thing. We'll see what happens. All right, bypassing for say 20 seconds. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 19 Mississippi, 20 Mississippi. Okay, try to start her up now. It is trying. It is so close. Let me give it full throttle. And a shot of that. It was just for a second, but that was enough. Hell yeah. We opened up these doors, and I was just about to give up. Let's see if it'll do it again. I want you to come take a look at this. This is what came out of the exhaust. It's still dripping. Yeah. All the way over there. I hope that's from before when it had head gasket problems. And it was just stuck in the exhaust.
Well, there you have it, guys. First time that this thing has ran in about 6 years. It took 3 weekends and I almost gave up, but it started up, and now every time you come over here and hit that key, it starts right up. The only problem I have right now is running off that auxiliary tank right there. I kind of think that now that we got it started and it starts up every hit of the key now, that maybe I could use that old diesel that's in the tanks. I could give it a shot. I could top it off with the new stuff, kind of mix it in. I still obviously got some work to do on this truck. I mean, if you take a look in the engine bay, we're missing an alternator, we're missing the thermostat, the hoses to the radiator, the belts, all little stuff. I mean, it'll take me an hour or 2 hours to hook all that stuff up. I can just drive this thing out of here. It's been almost a year since my last post. I know all of y'all are ready to see the new video. I want to get videos out like every 2 weeks if I can. Every week would be better, but I only can do this on the weekends, Friday and Saturday mainly. Sundays would be like editing the video and things like that. So 2 weeks is more realistic, maybe even 3 weeks. If I was doing this full time, I could probably put out a video every week, but I'm not. I do have a daytime job, and that takes up the most of my time. So anyways, if you like what you saw, hit that like button, slam that subscribe button. It really helped the channel to grow. Enable those bell notifications so you'll know when a new video is posted. It'll alert you. I will catch y'all next time.